Hello, it's Alex. Welcome to my channel and thank you very much everybody for helping me get to that 10,000 subscribers. I really wasn't expecting it to happen quite so quickly. I mentioned last week that I had a giveaway planned. I'm going to tell you all the information about it in a minute. I thought it would still take a few weeks, and within maybe the same day that that video went out, I hit that target and I am well over it now. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Those of you that have only found me fairly recently and those of you that have been with me right from the beginning. I'm going to give you all the information about the giveaway in a sec, but I did want to say, I did want to pass on my appreciation because I can't tell you how nervous I was when I made that very, very first video. I had a little look at it earlier on today. I was quite nervous because I don't particularly like looking at any of the videos I make, to be honest. I find it, it's really uncomfortable seeing yourself on camera. And I thought, oh, it's going to be absolutely awful. Anyway, I'll just put a little clip of my intro. I've changed a little bit. Hello, I'm Alex. Thank you very much for joining me today on what is my first ever vlog. I'm here today to talk about transitional sewing. I thought I'd show you some of the things I've been making recently with an eye to the changeover between or from summer going into autumn. So considering that I know how nervous I was when I made that video, I think I did quite well really. Obviously, yes, it was back in the day when I had hundreds of blonde highlights, so many blonde highlights you couldn't even tell that I had naturally red hair. The eyebrows were a bit dodge as well. Anyway, I think I did all right. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still carrying on. I still can't promise that I will necessarily be consistent. I think most of you in the comments have been really understanding that sometimes life gets in the way and other things happen. And I do still want to only make videos when I really want to make them. So yes. Anyway, shall I tell you what it is? Lots of you guessed, because I did say that the prize was going to be something that I have raved about, that I love, and was something that was on the slightly more expensive end of things we have in the sewing world, and it is in fact one of the Serious Readers HD lights. This is an HD floor light and it's the cordless version. The competition is open to everybody. You don't have to have been a recent subscriber, and it's, when I say everybody, I mean worldwide. So all you have to do in order to enter is click on the link that will be in the description box. That's going to take you to a landing page, a Serious Readers landing page, and you just put your information in there. If you want to find out more about the lights, you can tick the box and they'll send you some information, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. And the competition is going to be open from now up until the end of this month, so that's September 2023. And winners are going to be picked totally at random. I'm not asking you to write a comment about why you'd like one or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it nice and easy. So that's all you have to do. And the only thing I need to tell you is that this competition is not being run by YouTube. It's being run by myself and Serious Readers. So yeah, honestly, enter, because I have told you before, I love these lights. They are absolutely brilliant. I have a floor light downstairs that I use in the evenings, and then I have another one that's in my sewing room. And both are floor lights actually. Both are absolutely brilliant, whether you're sewing or in the evening, mine is more I'm knitting or crocheting, because they have the daylight wavelength technology that mimics natural daylight as much as is humanly possible. So it really helps with eye strain and being able to see the fine detail, the sort of things that we're often doing. Particularly unpicking is very good. And what I particularly like about the one that I use downstairs of an evening is because it has, not only are they dimmable, but they have an adjustable beam. So the width of the beam is adjustable. So at night time, I'm not somebody that likes to have the lights on, you know, glaring out at night. Our living room is quite dark. I can have that light literally focus down on the knitting a cardigan right now, focus down on the knitting that I'm doing so I can see that clearly, but at the same time it's not in any way affecting poor David. I don't mind saying poor David, but it's not affecting him who's sitting right next to me, and the room can still be quite, you know, chilled. They are super brilliant. If you want to find out more, obviously click through and ask for them to send you some info. But yes, that's all you have to do. Put your email in. We will be notifying you by, I think it was the 14th of October, the winner will be notified. So one lucky person is going to get one of those HD floor lights. And the cordless thing is brilliant if you want to be able to move it around, or if you're not near a plug. Cordless thing is really, really useful as well. So, I'm so excited. I really am. I'm so pleased. I don't know, I just wanted to be able to offer something that would be really exciting to receive. Yes. Anyway, shall I tell you what I've been sewing? Having talked about, or kind of started to reference, autumn and winter sewing, for those of you not in the UK, I'll tell you, the sun came back. We'd forgotten what it looked like. I personally think that the sun has come back because I've booked a holiday abroad, and that's the way it always works, doesn't it? But it is literally scorchio. I am a bit hot right now. So all thoughts of autumn have just been parked for the moment, also because I'm going away. So I have made my frock I am wearing, a little kind of sundress. It is the Ariana sundress from Stylark. I have made it before. I made it in a blue, don't make blue often, do I? A blue camo print a few years ago now. And this time I absolutely love this fabric. It's also a cotton, that camo was a cotton. I bought this a little while ago from Simply Fabrics in Brixton. They're the same company that I bought that stripy fabric from in the dress I was wearing last week. They often get a lot of designer dead stock. I can't remember if this was designer dead stock, but I loved the print, and I do feel it's particularly kind of summery. Now, I haven't, strictly speaking, stuck to the pattern on this one, because when I had a look at my pattern, I bought it back when Stylark only issued, well, they would say that they would only issue the pattern size that you ordered, but in fact you would get the size above and below. And I must have ordered a size 14, so I have a 12, a 14 and a 16, but my measurements now put me more like an 8 or 10. So I kind of had to mess around. I wasn't prepared to buy the pattern again, too stingy. And now Stylark now do multi-size patterns. We don't have this problem anymore, but I printed off a size 12, and because I was doing it short notice, I printed it off at home instead of sending it off to the wonderful Fabuloso. So what I decided to do was only print off the bodice and not waste paper and time printing the skirt part, because I knew that it was just a gathered skirt and that really all I would be doing is licking and sticking paper to make rectangles. So I just cut the bodice part out, which is lined, by the way, self-lined, and then whatever I had left fabric-wise, I just cut it into two, I folded it in half, cut it into two lengths, and then one of those lengths into two widths. So they make the front, and then the single one is the back. And I've done exactly what is done on the pattern, which is that it's gathered but flat for a portion either side of the centre front. So it kind of gathers from here and then all the way around, and big old patch pockets on the front. I think it works. So if you are thinking of making this, I'm not sure. I mean, if you're sending the pattern out to the Lovely Fabuloso, send the skirt bit too. If you're doing it at home, you know, you don't need to waste all that paper. But I do really like this. What's also great about it is that you've got princess lines at the front, which you'll never be able to see on a fabric pattern that's as busy as this. But you have got the princess lines, which always make fitting a lot easier. And then you've got a sheared section at the back. And because the bodice is self-lined, you could use a different lining fabric, but because it's lined, that bodice, that sheared section is actually doubled over. So it's one long piece and then you fold it over and it's sandwiched between the bodice lining and the bodice outer on either side. But it's quite a good way if you've ever fancied doing some shearing and you're a bit nervous about taking on an entire bodice. It's quite a good way of having a little play with it and seeing what it's like. I quite like it. It's a bit boring, to be honest, because you're just doing endless lines, but that one section makes it not too awful, and it does again help a little bit with the fit. I only say a little bit because obviously your skirt is attached to the bodice and these are all, you know, these are not stretch here, so you've not got any stretch around your waist, but the back part you have. Yeah, just makes it nice and comfy. I'm not overly bothered about the fact that you can see bra straps, because I think anything with a little strap like this, you're going to see your bra straps, unless you're going to do a strapless one. And I personally, it's hot and I don't care. But yeah, I really, really like this pattern. I think it's a really nice kind of standard sundress. I have sewn up the button band from the waist down, so the buttons are not kind of fully, no, they're not operational at all. I've only made the front ones on the bodice operational. And to be honest, when I just put it on just now, I just put it on over my head and didn't even open these. So if, like me, you don't have the biggest bust in the world, you can probably get away with not even making these working buttons. But if you're somebody with boobs, probably not. Anyway, really, really like this. And then the other thing that I've made is a bag, and I talked about this bag pattern when it came out. It's the twin tote from Dhurata Davies. I've been waiting to sort of find the right fabric or a nice fabric to make it out of. And I sort of inspired myself last week when I mentioned that the dress, one of the pinafore dresses had stripy fabric, and that I suspected it might have come from Paul Smith, you know, the designer Paul Smith. And somebody was mentioned in the comments about doing a reverse Google search to see whether in fact, you know, there were any Paul Smith garments in that fabric, which I did. Couldn't find any. But it kind of got me, you know, I went down a bit of a Paul Smith rabbit hole. And of course his work often does use stripes. And I've got this stripy fabric. And I thought, oh, I could make myself the tote bag out of that. It took me all of about an hour. And I really, really, really like how it came out. What's nice about this one, it's called the twin tote because you've got basically two bags in, well, three bags in one, because you've got two separate sides and then an internal pocket. Whew, I'm really sweaty today. Yeah, you've got an internal pocket there, which I find to be really, really good, because the downside of tote bags is that, I don't know, you stick your, oh, there's my glasses here, you know, you stick your glasses or your purse or whatever in the bottom, and then when you come to shop for something, I don't know, you've got your frozen peas that you've picked up down the road, you can never find, you know, your keys or your purse or glasses. So to have that little internal bag and then the two separate sides, I think works really well, especially for things like food shopping. I don't know, you're going to the butcher's, you don't want to put it in with your loaf of bread. But I really like how it's worked with the stripy fabric. Nice instructions. It is pretty much designed for fabric that has, you know, that works on either side, you know, has two right sides. And this fabric doesn't. I had to kind of double up the fabric. So basically I just cut two of every pattern piece and then basted them together, wrong sides together, to create one piece of fabric with two right sides. And then once I did that, it worked really well. And I kind of messed around with the angle of the stripes. So some of the stripes, oh, we go off on horizontal and vertical again, aren't we? Some are horizontal and some are vertical. I like how it is on the gusset. There's a phrase I've not said very often. So yeah, little quick make, and I really like it. It's going to come on holiday with me. This is going to be my, you know, troll down to the little shop to get myself a snack bag. Super pleased with that. Now, as I've hit my own personal milestone with this channel, I wanted to give a bit of a shout out to another YouTube channel. It's a channel called June Made, and that's Joon Made. The sewist there is Paula Jean, and I don't know that her channel's all that new, but it's certainly new to me. I've recently discovered her and I have loved catching up on her videos. I'm sure lots of you would really enjoy her too, and I'm sure she'd appreciate the support. So I really wanted to encourage you to go and check her out. We are very similar age. I think we may even be the exact same age. She's also another redhead, but I really like her content. I honestly think lots of you will enjoy her content too, so go check her out. In the meantime, don't forget the competition. All you've got to do is click on that link below in order to enter. And yeah, honestly, whoever wins that HD floor light is gonna love it. I can promise you that. I won't be here next week. I will be sunning myself in Corfu. Actually, I won't be sunning myself. I'll be lying in the shade, covered in Factor 50. Apologies for what is no doubt some poor fake tan application as usual. I'm far too stingy to pay somebody to make me wear paper knickers and spray me with a spray tan, and yeah, normally it shows. But anyway, I will be away next week. I am planning to do a lot of reading up on, or inspiring myself on, autumn fashion while I'm away. So I'm fairly sure that's what we'll be heading back towards when I get back, but honestly, who knows? So again, thank you very much everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.